Hey everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of the new Byte Podcast. We're back again.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, you're a little loud, Emily.
Oh.
I think, at least for me. I don't know. Your enthusiasm was quite loud.
Hey, you gotta be enthusiastic.
Yeah.
Gotta be enthusiastic.
Don't worry about it. We have lots of topics to talk about today. It was a fantastic week. Thanks everyone for enjoying our content so far. We are almost at the 1 month mark of the new Byte, and we're not going to celebrate that, but we're of course still excited to see where the journey is going. And for today, it's a new podcast episode. So yeah, that's fine. How are you doing today, guys? Emily, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I went into London today.
Oh.
I have some business there, so I went and commuted in. What have you done today, Daniel?
Well, I stayed at home and I did some programming. That was fun. And I also did my weekly League of Legends. What's it called? Coaching. I had some League of Legends coaching, which was good. Enjoyed that a lot.
Oh, really?
Definitely recommend it.
How does it work?
Right. So, somebody that I know that hopefully I will be able to have more collaborative information through us with them. They teach me different techniques on how to play different champions, different builds, different runes, that kind of thing. So, so he teaches me how to play certain champions or how to play certain roles, and I hopefully learn and get better. And yeah,
all right. So actually, he's tutoring you.
Yes, he's tutoring me. I'm not tutoring anybody. I'm not that good.
Yeah, I didn't get that right.
Are
you the coach or somebody else?
No. I'm the trainee. He's the coach.
Young apprentice.
He tells me I need to work out more.
Yeah, I need to work on that keyboard shortcuts and everything.
Yes, yeah. Gotta be able to do it blindfolded.
Level up right now. I think I played like 2 rounds of League back in the day, and I was thinking, it's a nice game. It's a nice
Very
game.
Complicated.
It depends. On the top view, for me, it was like simple enough to get it. Right, you have to destroy all the towers, and then of course take the main base of the enemies. Easy. Everyone can understand that. Just the way how you get there, the strategy part of that. Which character should you pick? What's the best position for the character? Top, mid, jungle, and everything.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. You'd be surprised at how difficult some people are to understand how to play the game. They're like, oh yeah, I'm just going to go for all the kills and ignore the objectives. Ugh.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what did you play? What did you play this week? How was your day? What did you get up to?
My day was quite long at work, actually. I'm a little exhausted, but I had like 4 mini espressos. I don't know if they're actually espressos or small coffees, but yeah.
Wow.
Went for them, and I'm back, baby. I'm back.
I'm surprised. Like I'm picturing you right now, just kind of like your eyes super wide, like an owl, just like I'm awake.
I'm so awake. Yeah, I'm actually good. Quite good. Can't wait for the weekend. I'm helping a friend on the weekend to move places, which is nice. And yeah, in general, having a lot of games to play. And
nice.
For that, I could actually talk about what I played this week. Well, want to hear that? Anyone want to hear what I played?
Yeah, I want to hear what you play. What you play?
Ooh. It's always nice. Yeah, so as you might know, it's a casual read, of course, of the new Byte website. If we do post, it's mostly a podcast or review right now. Yeah. And we'll soon get more stuff, of course, on the website. Don't worry about that. But the last thing that I did is actually the Celeste review that I played on the Nintendo Switch. Oh my God. Celeste is such a fantastic game. Actually, I was a little short on preparation time right now, so I want to actually show you a little bit of how Celeste plays out and open a video for you for the video version of the podcast. But me talking about the game is mainly just gushing over it, how awesome it is and how much fun it is to play. So Celeste, to explain what it is, it's the story of a young girl called Madeleine, and she's trying to climb the mountain called Celeste. And The cool thing is actually it's a very nice platformer that you can just pick up very easily. There are just a few things that you have to do. You have to actually grab the ledges, of course, and climb up them. You have to jump. And later on, you will also have a dash. That dash is explained very nicely because the Celeste model actually has magic powers. And with those magic powers, also more things are happening story-wise. So, as you can see right now on the video stream, of course, this is now the red-haired girl called Madeleine, and she's climbing the mountain. And she will meet lots of people on the way there. Interesting characters. A dead ghost that owns a hotel. An old lady that's just seemingly living on the mountain. And a young guy from Seattle who's just also trying to escape. And the story actually is more interesting to me because the game, overall, I can just say, hey, fantastic gameplay, fantastic levels, 7 chapters with different settings, and a lot of post-credit content as well. You have an additional 8th chapter and a mini game to find based on the original Celeste game, apparently, because it was already released back in the day in an 8-bit version. And this new version, well, is overall gameplay-wise just fantastic. But what the characters also are talking about is, to me at least, more interesting. That's what I focused my review around.
Okay. So, is it, when you're platforming, is it like Mario where you can walk back and forward, or is it constantly just a running thing that you have to do all the different animations?
Yeah, so basically it's just the rush towards the peak of the mountain, of course. And there's some side tracks because there are a few collectibles that you can find. The first one, obviously, are strawberries, which you can find in most places very obviously. And some are more hidden on different paths that are sort of away from the normal route that which you actually take. And strawberries actually have no deep meaning. They changed the ending up a little bit because you will actually bake a pie out of them. And the more strawberries they have, the sort of more positive the ending is. But it's not like really gameplay changing. And since I already talked about hidden paths, there are also more things that you can find off the beaten path from the mountain, such as crystal hearts, which will actually open up later on, and which are more of endgame content. So you want to replay that game actually, if you want to do that, and try to find even more hidden things, because they will also unlock the 8th chapter.
Ooh.
I will actually go away from the video right now because it's spoiling a little bit too much, but yeah, for the people that saw the video podcast or will see it, they actually get a good impression of what the game feels like. So yeah, it's really, really frantic and also very difficult, but I'd like to explain the game as there's a certain pattern of movements that you have to learn. It's almost like the fighting game input-wise, right? So you jump up and have to pick the right direction and combinations in order to climb the level through and through. So a lot of zones are actually making up the whole chapter, and the 7 chapters overall are different zones and different variations of the challenge. Yeah. All in all, it's just fantastic. And it really goes deep with the interactions between characters, people talking about their depression, their fear, trouble with dealing death of the family members, because one of the people that you meet actually lost their grandfather and they miss him dearly. And yeah, it's an escapism game also. And for what it is, again, I just really enjoyed it. It can get really difficult later on, but as I said before, if you do it often enough, and if you're, let's say, skilled enough as a gamer so you can learn from your mistakes, you automatically correct yourself to the correct sort of sequence of inputs that you do in order to beat the game.
Right.
Yeah, that's Celeste. Fantastic game.
Nice. Sounds good.
Yeah.
If you want to see the full review and, of course, direct gameplay from yours truly, check that out on the new Byte.com. It's still there. And, of course, also on the YouTube channel. But let's talk about something else. Somebody else. Emily, what did you play?
I have played a rather lot of Sims recently.
More than you already have?
I think my gameplay hours have gone up by nearly 50. So
wow, nice.
Within the last week.
Those are rookie numbers. We need to bump those numbers up.
You could pump those numbers up.
Come on.
I will once I start like reviewing lots of Sims. So yeah, I look forward to it. But yeah, so like some stories from my Sim playing, because that's all I've done. I've just played Sims this week, so I've chosen to just like do some stories about it. And I created a Sim. She's just on her own and stuff. And she went to like university, and she's a bit like, wild.
Oh.
So yeah. So she decided to, just build a random hot tub and go skinny dipping,
On campus.
Why not?
Sure enough.
Yeah.
This is the key word to actually show what you gave me.
University can make you do a lot of weird stuff.
I could tell your story, right?
From somebody who goes to university, agree, but wow, a hot tub? She built a hot tub. She's like, I'm going to build this hot tub. It's happening.
Yeah. So thanks to fantastic games coverage of Emily, we're able to provide you snapshots of the situation. So right now we see actually the hot tub.
Oh, that's a nice looking hot tub.
And Sims just keep on going in. And
it's like, come on, put a bathing suit on. Damn.
I mean, if you just look at them, they're like, yeah, we'll just get naked, just get nude, and be like, yeah, have a skinny dipping party, because she started it all off.
All right.
Oh, the fantastic life of Sims.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see some content of like, so we went into the jungle and we built a hot tub. We built another hot tub. Guys,
Actually,
the hot tub is back.
Time out. Wait. Time out. We need a bathtub.
Oh, the bathtub.
A bathtub?
Yes, you gotta get a bathtub.
Yeah, absolutely. In the jungle.
Why?
In the jungle.
Because
bathtub in
Sims,
the jungle.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you write the stories, we just give input, so continue, please.
Please.
So another story. This is when, like, carrying on from when my Sim has a mad times at university. This is on the university expansion pack, by the way.
Okay, nice.
And she decides to have a party, and if you get the picture up, she decides to do a keg, and she does it with her friend, and she's like, oh yeah, I want to get drunk, yeah.
Oh.
And her friend, you could probably see it in her face. She's like, oh crap, I'm about to fall. And then then she falls. It's really funny. And I actually have it recorded, so I'll probably produce a GIF thing of it. Like that moment when your life is about to fail. No.
See, I like the cat on the side of the keg. It looks like it's fruit punch. It's like we got some hard liquor, guys. Yeah, fruit punch.
With cherries and bananas.
Banana.
Yeah. And then after that screenshot, she falls. And she's like to her friend, What's the fudge? Why did you do that to me?
Did she get mad? Like, actually showing that? Why?
She went, Sim, she was like, why did you do that to me? Why?
I gotta say though, that is one fancy like house to have a party at. Like that tiki torch, and that's a dorm.
Yeah.
Like, wow, that's
okay.
How much money does get put into that? Like my dorms aren't that good.
My
university's dorms are nothing like that.
I might have used the cheat. The good old cheat of Motherload. Yes.
Yeah, the Motherload. Crazy.
50,000 similings.
Oh,
nice. Okay. let's call it a anonymous investment. We'll go with that. Right. Anonymous investment to
a generous donation of an unknown contributor.
So yeah, I did that, and I was like, I'm going to decorate this, and I just want the
Go
best
wild.
of my Sims, you know.
Go wild, wild, yeah. Oh,
Cool.
good times.
So that was
Right.
what Emily played right now. Very
Yes.
cool. Dan,
More
did you
Sims.
play something this week? Actually?
I did.
Oh no!
I know. I was really bad because I was sitting at home and I was like, I want to play a game. I don't know what game to play. So I went on the Steam market, had a little look around, and was advised, why don't you play this game? And it's a game called War Tile. War Tile is a fantastic board game-esque dungeon crawler where they set you in situations and there's randomness involved, but it's all real time, so there's no turn-based. You can just move your pieces around and everything, so you have to be really tactical about it, like, I'm going to move my person here, and then there's different levels, so if you're higher up you get bonuses, if you're lower down you get debuffs, so you have to be like, okay, if I move here this person's going to move closer to me, so then I can flank with my second guy, and he'll be taller and everything, and if I do this and all of that, it's great. So there's different abilities, different characters. You've got melee ones, archery, sorcery, which is all really good. And then if you kill people, you get points that you can put into cards. So yeah, it's fantastic. It is for me a must buy. But I love playing board games. So if you're a big fan of board games, it's really, really, really good.
How much was it on Steam?
Oh,
19.99 in euros.
So it's about £15.
Yep.
Oh, not too bad.
Not too bad.
Sounds good. It's published by Deck 13, the guys that will also do The Surge 2 this year.
Ooh,
very cool. Like that.
Yeah,
from how you explain it, it's like less of a board game, which is really more round focused, but real time with sort of only the structure, like a board structure, having panels and that. That sounds interesting. Yeah.
It really, when you're playing it, you've got the physical character models that interact with the world around it and everything, and you can move them just like in a board game.
Oh.
So it's like a virtual game.
Yeah, pretty much. But all of the combat is it's RNG. So if a character is going to hit it, there's a random number. Like if he hits within 28, then hey, you get hit, and then based off of that, roll another number. That's how much damage gets dealt. But it's all in real time. So there's not you move this character, you wait a couple of seconds, and then you roll a dice, then you wait, and then you roll more dice, that kind of thing. It's not like that at all. You just move the character.
Can you play with like other people because it's like a board game?
I haven't gotten that far yet. I don't know if there is multiplayer attached to it. Let me just go on the Steam thing. No, it's only single player.
Okay.
So
right. Fair enough.
But the graphics are gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
The water
so you're
is
playing
lovely.
Against computers.
Yes.
I guess.
It's very story driven.
Just asking if the RNG feels like unfair or if the RNG is sort of okay.
Oh, Vidya, that's a good question. I would say yes, it feels balanced. But it feels balanced when the game tells you it's balanced. So when you defeat a level, you gain an extra board point, and then that means you can then go on and do more story missions. But then it will unlock, let's say I've completed a level 5 board mission, and I get level 6 because I've completed it. But I can also go and try out a level 8 or level 9. But of course, it's going to be really stacked against me. All the characters are going to be a lot more buffed and everything, and then you can get weapons to buff your characters. Oh, what was that? But yes, so you, it feels like you're playing a D&D board game, but with Skyrim elements of here's some armor that you can pick up and you can put it in, which is really good.
Yep.
So, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I would say the RNG is very fair. Some moments feel a bit kind of, this is too easy. But then, of course, if your characters are over leveled, then it makes sense that it's easy because RNG is in your favor.
So it's not like XCOM where it says you have a 95% of chance hitting, and then the 5% actually count. Like,
Oh, don't talk to me about XCOM. I had a 99% to get a headshot on this dude, and he missed. He missed. He was 2 tiles away. Like, madness. It's RNG doesn't like me.
Incredible unlucky.
No, it's horrible. Ugh. But yeah.
One more question about that. I see that there are actually like cards in the game. So you have to build your deck first and also choose characters and equipment for them.
Right. So, let me explain it in how the game explains it. So here is your character. As you progress through the world, you might pick up equipment, but you will definitely pick up gold from completing missions, which you'll be able to buy equipment. Ooh. When you equip your character, that's equipped for forever. Even if your character dies, you still keep the equipment, you still keep the character.
Oh, okay.
If you with the cards, you get them for completing missions and objectives within those missions. So I have one which is it heals my character, and then there's another one which says take an enemy, make it go berserk, so it will attack its friends, so it will attack its allies, and it won't attack me, which is really good, especially for using it on powerful bosses, because then it can take out the small minions and the minions damage it, which makes it easier to kill. But then if you'll see in one of the screenshots, there's a little number at the bottom. That number will only increase if you kill minions or complete objectives. And then it will decrease when you use a card. So it's really resource management, because it's like, okay, if I heal the character, I won't have enough to place down a trap or buff my other character, so then he can take out whatever monster is ahead. So, yeah, really very, very interesting game. As a long time lover of board games and role-playing games, this is a absolutely lovely combination, and the graphics are glorious, absolutely glorious. If you've got a machine that can run it, it looks superb.
Cool.
So yeah, I will stop my rant of how amazing this game is.
Yeah, and just released like 2 weeks ago on February the 8th. Yes. So brand new, actually. It's not that old.
Very, very brand new. It's a lovely game to play. Hopefully, I will set up a stream at some point and play that game, because it'll be fun.
Love to see that.
Fun to play through.
Actually, didn't you also want to play another game on Steam soon?
What other game?
Like many other games. There's that one psycho thriller game that you want to play on.
A psycho thriller?
The demo. What was it called?
Oh, right. Yes. So it is called, hang on, got it up on my desktop. Past Cure.
Past Cure. Right.
Now, I have done something which I have controversially named that I'm still not sure about. But I have started a series called Dan's Demos.
Oh, cool.
So because this Past Cure is a demo, I thought I'd run through that. I'm in the current process of mashing it all together before these guys check it out and see if they like it, and then gets uploaded. And yeah, hopefully I can do one for War Tile. I'm thinking about doing one for a couple of intro levels of Age of Empires. So yeah, it's just going to be demos of games, intros of games,
impressions on what you saw so far.
Pretty much. So it's basically just going to showcase what the game is from my perspective and advise you if you should check it out or not.
Love it. Sounds cool. Yeah, I can't wait for the first episode then. Nice. Yeah. I was just thinking like, there was another game that I wanted to do.
I need to speed up quickly, because in that episode, I did say that it hasn't been released yet, so I need to get it out before the 23rd. So yeah, the clock is ticking.
Gotta rush that one.
It's happening by tomorrow. That's a goal. That's a goal.
Awesome. And on Friday the podcast. Maybe. So hey, actually, if you manage to get it out tomorrow, it's out before the podcast even. So
hey,
nice one. All right. So another game that we also wanted to play. I mean, that also is cool gameplay and all that is Age of Empires Definitive Edition, and that's of course how we continue now into the news section and
rushing forward.
Yes, Age of Empires Definitive Edition is out now, only on the Windows Store right now, and you can only play it on Windows 10. And I'm a little sad about that, because hey, there's so many cool features already on Steam, and you know, we're animals of habits, right? We don't want to change too much, mostly. And apparently, actually, there's something that Dan can tell us about that.
Yeah. So when I was doing a little bit of looking around, and House Test was as well. He notified me about this. Apparently, according to some sources, Microsoft previously said that Valve were keeping the game off its platform, but they're thinking about allowing it onto. So hopefully we will see a definitive edition release at some point in the future, and hopefully Microsoft will do the clever thing and say, if you already own it on Windows 10, we'll give you a code or we'll give you an unlock so you can put it onto Steam, because if you've already paid for it, good stuff. So yeah, it's happening soon apparently, but as per dates of things, like the video game industry, it soon could be
any
months,
day,
anytime. Like
months.
Half-Life 3 is coming soon, so
soon.
Super soon,
So yeah. I'm keeping my hopes up, but I'm not putting all my chips in one basket.
Yeah. So I read a few. Okay, that's a lie. I actually read one review of Age of Empires Definitive Edition because I don't know when I will get to it myself. So I just wanted to have a quick impression, and it's from the good guys at golem.de, so a German magazine. And the guy that actually did that also made a retro review of the old version, which I looked up, and apparently, I don't know if that's even legal. So at archive.org, where lots of games are already, there's also the original version of Age of Empires, and I don't know if that's okay or not, or if you need a key for that. I don't know. I might take a look into that and do my own comparison video and comparison shot on the new Byte. So we have that nice image slide that we can use again.
Nice.
But yeah, Age of Empires Definitive Edition is something that I totally want to take a look at, even if reviewers right now are not that happy about it. And let's take a quick look at OpenCritic for Age of Empires, and I think not many even talked about that. And it's standing right now at 73 points, so that makes the game fair, as they say in their system. And it currently has 19 critic reviews, and only 42% of the critics recommend the game, so it's not that much. And from what I read from that one review that I read, actually, of course, graphics are improved. Of course, you have like up to 4K resolution support, but you don't have a resolution option inside the game. So the game will automatically always go to your desktop resolution, which could be funny because I have 3 monitors in front of me, and I wonder which resolution it would take, because I have 2 at 1080p and 1 at 4K.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I'll take a look at that. And also so many other things like that. Aren't that many options in that. And besides the improved graphics and audio things that they actually did in the game, apparently pathfinding is not one of them. And that's, of course, a little irritating, because if you have troops just walking from A to B, you want to have them to find their own path and not getting stuck. Yeah. And apparently that is still a problem with that version. And I gotta say, always with remasters, the gameplay should come first, not only graphics and audio things. Like they read it lines, they have, of course, it's a definitive edition, so they have all the DLC in that, and that's all nice. And it only costs 20 euros, but still, like, pathfinding should be something that should be done better, apparently. So yeah, I guess we'll do, of course, a co-stream with 2 of us, and we'll see ourselves how that works out soon.
Soon.
Something, and this is something that I actually love about the gaming industry. Sometimes it happens, announcements happen, and very soon, actually, also the game comes out. And one of those cases is Burnout Paradise, the remaster version, and it's announced today. Or yesterday? I think yesterday. We were talking about yesterday. I know. It's coming out actually on March the 16th. So
nice.
Not too long to go anymore. In 3 weeks, I guess.
Nice.
Yeah.
See, I always love it when video game companies go, we're going to release this cool game. And then everyone's like, when are you going to do it? And they're like, in 2 weeks, because we've already done it.
That's amazing.
So much excitement. You guys.
I'm just sick of people, of just video games going, here's a trailer for a game. When is it releasing? 2 years' time. Why tell me? Why tell me? Like,
there's something that I loved actually from the Bethesda E3 thing in 2016. Because I think everything that they announced was released within a year. So most of the games are actually due in that same year, just a few months to go.
Yeah.
So not too much to wait. And I love that. Like,
it's really good when a company does that. It just makes me go, yes, because you're giving hype for the audience, and as soon as they're like, oh, it's coming out in 2 weeks, everybody's going to want to pre-order it or look at it. But you give it 2 years, then it starts going, what's happening with the game? Oh, there's people dropping out of it, and you get all this big bad PR from like just standard game development cycles where people leave, people have issues in life and things like that, and everyone goes, oh, there's something wrong with the game. There's something massively wrong with the game. And it's not. Yeah. Really not. It's just part
Doesn't have to be that
part of the cycle. So yeah, game developers, take note.
Yeah, I mean, the same thing, which is sort of relevant to what we will do next soon, is Kingdom Hearts 3. Like, we know there's a third game coming, and it has been announced, like, I think 2 years ago with the very first trailer. So that made it official. But people were saying, like, yeah, I mean, we will know there was something coming like that. And it's actually been like a decade or so. I don't know when the second game came out, but it's a long time ago because it was released on the PlayStation 2. And it was also remastered on the PlayStation 3 and now also on the PS4. And I'm preparing something also for the coming weeks about Kingdom Hearts myself. And yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3 actually now has still the release date planned for this year. And rumors have it that the actual release date will be revealed at E3, not at D23, which is sort of the Disney convention that they had just last week. So yeah, people are still like, will it really happen? We don't know. Because it's a Square Enix game, right? Like, talking about Final Fantasy VII, the remaster was also announced in 2016. I think people are still like, when is it coming? When can we expect more? And I just think, I mean, it's a really large game, and to completely redo it with today's standards, I wouldn't expect it before 2020, I think. But anyway, gamers are impatient and they want to have the games right now. And I could understand that. And especially in the case of Bird of Paradise, it's nice to see that it's happening so quickly. So, Emily, I think you wanted to absolutely talk about that. So here we go. Tell us about what you think about Paradise City while I'll play the trailer in the background.
We'll stop talking.
Well, you can talk too, guys. Don't worry. No,
we talk too much.
Yeah,
just go ahead.
So I'm really looking forward to this remastered version, but because I'm a PC player, when I learned that it was only for console, I was like, "What? No, they need to do one for the PC version."
Yeah,
and apparently, like, I was looking up. I was like researching. I was doing some research because I really want a PC version, right? Okay.
Yeah.
And I learned that Citroen Games tweeted that there might be a PC version expected later this year. So
nice. It makes sense if they would say, "Hey, we only do consoles right now because that is easier to do because they only have to optimize for." Well, it used to be 2 consoles, now it's 4. But still, yeah, I mean, looking right now at the trailer, which I, by the way, have never seen before, so it's just live reaction. It just looks like the PlayStation 3 version that I played with my father together. It's one of the very few games that I actually were able to play with my father, besides Angry Birds for PlayStation 3. Anyway, Burn Up Paradise, fun game, and it still looks like back in the day. I think 2008 it was released, and many people were saying right now, "Oh, why does it have to be Burnout Paradise? Why not Burnout 3 Takedown with all the crashes that you could do?" And I think, no, man, I love Burnout. Just give me Burnout. And Burnout Paradise, of course, is a good game.
I remember playing it on my old Xbox 360, and it was like some demo, and I was like, "What was this game?"
Yeah.
And it was Burnout. And I was like, oh my God, something that I could like rage through, racing other cars and challenging other stuff. And and for PC, it was really good. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the interesting thing about that game is, well, Emily, do you want to explain how the game works maybe? Because, I don't know. I don't want to take that away from you.
Okay. So, well, I'm a PC gamer, and it's probably better with like controller, but it's basically where you find like really nice cars like from a junkyard or something, and then you just like literally drive around, what is it, Paradise City?
Yep. Just like in the song.
Exactly. I mean, that's their theme song, so
yep,
it's really cool. But you know, I do love that game, just smashing around, speeding everywhere, racing other cars.
And it's not that small. It actually takes some time to go from the mountains back into the city. And it's still sort of laid out, so it's not too confusing, I think. So just having a nice round tour from all the ways that you can go, you still know probably where you are. And the fun thing that I liked about it actually that you have to stop at red lights to start events. So it's very natural. You just drive somewhere up and say, hey, want to race? And then you go and you do that. And sometimes you have like quick races in the middle of the streets and all that, and you see someone else driving there, and you can say, "Hey, want to have a race?" And it's just
imagine like a house test pulling up in a car, like a leather jacket, rolls down a blackened out window, goes, "Hey kid, want to race?
Hey kid."
What a race.
Did anyone have like the DLC to
no.
wait, you like the one that you could have like motorbikes and you could do like stunts and like go up jumps?
Here's the thing, back in the day I wasn't really that much into gaming, that I would say, hey, I want to have all the content. So the base content was enough for me, and I also resorted more to PC gaming, you know, playing like Deus Ex, Human Revolution, right? Saying the right. Not the main cut about it. That was way later. And that was more what I played back then. But actually, it's again, I don't know. For me, it's actually a new thing to see all the DLC in the game too. So with motorcycles and all the other stuff. And also the exclusive cars that you can see actually in the trailer and all that, like the DeLorean from Back to the Future and all that. So,
that was so much fun to play on.
We use 4K resolution, 60 FPS. Yeah, I assume they have like not done that much about it. Just take the game and increase everything to 4K without increasing the textures. At least from the trailer, I'd say, doesn't look that high resolution. Like, who knows? Again, something that I have to bring back again as I play it right now. Kingdom Hearts Final Mix. So the very first game actually looks like that to me. Like 4K resolution, 60 FPS, awesome. But if you look at the textures, like especially in the face of the people, like their eyes, they have sort of a really pixely image going on. Like you could increase that render at least to 2 times or something. So it looks a little like cheap. Like every 3D model is in 4K and all that, and the gameplay is smooth. And I hope that's also the case for Burnout Paradise. But if the textures are like from back in the day, the original ones, I'd say doesn't look that good. Yeah. I mean, remaster, what else can I say? Like, Criterion Games is bringing that back. And we can thank EA, the Grand Lawns, for granting us this privilege of having a Burnout game again. Like, when was the last time this was
redeem them from all of their past sins?
Nope. No.
No but they did produce The Sims, so...
Yeah. They also produced The Sims 4 with so much less content, or was it with Sims 3? Which was the game? Sims 3 or Sims 4, where all of a sudden so much content was gone in the base pack?
Sims 4. It was 4. I remember when I got it September 2014. I remember
it was a snowy day.
Yeah, it was like
on a cold, dark, wintry night.
I sat down. I was ready to play it. And like Sims fan I was like expecting the best thing ever.
Yeah.
But I learned that there was like absolutely no freedom. Like you couldn't go out into the town or anything like you could do in Sims 3. They'd gotten rid of like all of the cars. And it was like just to go somewhere in town, like you just have to like have a loading screen like you did in Sims 2. It's like they regressed back to Sims 2, but in Creator Sim, you know. Sorry, I'm just ranting. I'm just rambling on.
Please.
But yeah, like they have the creator sim, right? Like with all the customizations and moderations that you can make to every single part of the body, that should have been in Sims 3, but it was kind of in Sims 3, but to greater deal. But they should have the freedom of Sims 3.
Yeah,
they should have.
All right.
That's just my one.
Here's hoping that they take the character customization of Sims 4
exactly
and the open world of Sims 3 and Sims 5.
Do you really think there will be a Sims 5 in this decade? Not after like 10 more DLCs or something?
Yeah. Give it another few years.
I mean, Emily, please, how many DLCs are right now in Sims 4? Or are available for it?
At least, and I know there was.
You just say the number because it clipped out on Discord.
4.
Only 4.
Well, there's only 4 DLCs.
I'm not sure, but I know there was a total of 11 expansion packs, excluding the stuff packs on Sims 3.
Okay.
So they might go up to 11. They might go.
Maybe I'm just cynical. Maybe I was thinking back to Sims 2 when they had like 20.
Yeah, that was.
Maybe I'm too mean right now, so it's good to have correction on that.
That's a lot. That's a lot. I'm looking at the Sims 4 Wikipedia right now.
Yeah.
There are 4 expansion packs. So Get to Work, Get Together, City Living, and Cats and Dogs. 6 game packs and 13 stuff packs. That's crazy.
That is a EA, wanting to make money. Yeah, that's
Sims 3 though. Let's have a look in comparison. Sims 3 had 1, 2, 3. 11 expansion packs.
Yeah.
Oh my god. You need a spreadsheet to follow by. Chat is completely right.
9 stuff packs, and then there was like 20 editions.
Wow.
That's
worse than Assassin's Creed Origins pre-order.
Yeah.
What do I get? In which version? Where do I have to buy it? Do I have to import it even?
Yeah, let's buy the £300 Assassin's Creed one. Was it 600? Oh, it was something ridiculous. Hang on.
What?
I've got to go to the new Byte website.
It didn't even get you the full game.
Hang on.
You had to pre-order through GameStart in order to get in a special bonus missions. Shit like, I hate
that was that one. The worst one, though, I've got to say by far. Let's go to my page on the new Byte.
We're not talking about Watch Dogs 2 chat. That's
no, absolutely.
While you look that up, I just want to have a quick thing back to Burnout, actually. So the last game actually that was released was also developed by Criterion Games, published by EA, and was released in 2011. And that was Burnout Crash on PS3, Xbox 360, and even iOS. Burnout Crash basically was a spin-off game, of course, and what you did was the same thing that you did in 2004 already in Burnout 3 Takedowns. So you're driving into an intersection and just try to do the biggest crash possible. And they made a spin-off game out of that instead of a full release. Anyway, yeah, like people, as I said before, Burnout Paradise, nice game, was the last actually main game back in 2008. And before that, we had in 2001, Burnout 1. 2002 had Burnout 2. 2 years later, we had Burnout 3 Takedown, the one that I played on PS2. And then 2005 had Burnout Revenge. So lots of fun games actually in that series already. And yeah, apparently it was probably the easiest to say the last mainline game had to be remastered. I hope there's more coming. People are actually open for more remastered games, like maybe the Dead Space series, do a triple pack, bundle them up, do $60 for all 3 with a remaster. I'd be in there. But as we also know, like Dead Space 3 had all the microtransaction stuff in it, so I say maybe turn that off. Make it a full game.
Put it all in. Just give us all of it.
Yeah, Criterion also worked on BF2, as Chad is asking. Yeah, and they did the space cadet thing, like the flying around in space and shooting stuff.
Do you know, I never actually played Dead Space. I've never played any of them.
Me too.
I've never
Wasn't
played
Dead
them.
Space 1 for free now on the house?
If it is, here's that's a Dan's demo that's coming soon.
Why not?
Why not?
It was on the house.
So while House Test looks at that, it was on the house. Was it House?
The Origin program is called On the House.
Oh,
yeah.
Test. Okay, so I've had a look on the new Byte website, and I found the article I was looking for. Assassin's Creed Origin had a pre-order that was £699.99. Like,
that's like $1 million euros.
Wallet. Oh,
wow,
that's crazy. Literally, the only thing that set it apart as kind of this is how much it's going to cost is they only made 1,000 highly detailed Bayek and Senu resin statues, and they were all numbered. Wow. That's the only reason why. And it included like a world map and art cards, a steel book, and amulets, the game, some digital content, some pictures, a soundtrack, and it's like for £700, I want an actor to deliver it to me for £700. Like, he got to be dressed up, just hand me it, say you're the next person in the Creed or something. Like, that's just crazy. I couldn't justify putting that together for an edition.
That's stupid. Yep. In the background, I'm still looking up like how much do the old Burnout games cost in the retro shop in Berlin, where I usually buy retro games from. And not that much. Like 20 euros is the most for Burnout 3, and 10 and I think 17 for the first and second one. Like, might do a full retro series about that, because it's a really nice series and I love to play it. No, maybe. We'll see about that. Yeah, so a lot of remasters, a lot of stuff happening, and we're actually excited to see where this will go soon.
Yeah.
Another thing, we're actually getting really close to the end of the podcast, so I just want to speed things up a little bit. So sorry, I have to cut off a few things that I want to talk about.
That's fine.
I guess we can skip the PUBG news because it's not that interesting. We have hints at a new map coming later this year, but I guess they have to do that.
Fix the second one.
Fix the second one, or give us just map voting first. I'd be happy with map voting because, as you might know, if you saw us streaming, Dan and I did a live stream on last Sunday where we played PUBG, and we actually ended up deleting the desert map because we were thinking, this is not our thing. We want to have the first one. And what you can actually do is just delete all the 4 files in the installation folder, and the game will still try to set you up for a desert match, but it can't find the files and say, oh, I'll just disconnect you. By the way, do you want to reconnect the game because the match is still running? And that way you can actually say, okay, I will queue up for a match, and if I don't have a connection, that means I would have been on the desert map. You cancel and you queue up again until you have the first map again.
And it's really quick with doing that as well. It's not a long wait time for the matchup. It just loads a little bit and then goes, oh no, you don't have that file, boots you out, and then you can search for another one in seconds. Yep. And we never had a problem where it was two desert maps in a row, which was always good.
Yeah, it's actually nice.
Except when we had the desert maps installed, then we had like 3 of them in a row, and that was ridiculous.
It's not fun.
No,
I mean, we're just not that type of game.
When you get the 8x scope, when you get an 8x scope, then it's fun. 8x scope and then car 98.
Yeah, so in the video version, we actually have the 4 skins shown here. And Chrome is glitching out. Forget that. I said that. Anyway, you can see the preview here. So, yeah, 4 new outfits, 2 new crates, a fever crate that requires a key again. So, like you see, CSGO thing, you have a crate, and then you need additionally a key that you have to buy first in order to open the crate, and you have the militia crate coming, which is also free to open again, so we just have to rack up battle points, and then you can probably buy them.
Honestly though, they need to take all of their free-to-play crates and cut the amount of battle points it requires to open them in half. Because they're getting to the point where there's so many crates, you just need to cut it in half, allow people to get more crates. Right. Yeah. So what games are coming up soon, House Test? Yeah, I know you looked into getting a better list for us.
Yeah, for the last few podcasts, actually we had the Game Informer list, but as a notice today actually wasn't that complete. So we switched over to the video game 24/7 list, and now instead of like 6 releases, we have 12. And the thing is, we can't talk about all of them because we don't know all of them. Yeah, they're a lot. So let's start with the games that we actually know. And the first one on that list here is Payday 2, coming now to the Nintendo Switch on North American Switch versions, I guess. I mean, there's no region lock on Nintendo Switch anymore, so probably everyone should be able to get it. But yeah, that's that. So Payday 2 coming on, what was it? Which date?
It's coming on the 23rd to us in the European area. And for North America, it's coming on the 27th.
Oh, okay. Wait. Just a few days. Yeah. So Payday 2. I'm not really that much into the game anymore. Like I got it ages ago when it was in Steam. Like actually fresh to release, I think.
Oh yeah.
And it's a fun multiplayer game. And if you can play it on Nintendo Switch, just say, hey, we go local co-op mode. So we have 2 consoles. I guess you have to use both of the Joy-Cons to make it work.
How are they going to incorporate the movement thing? Like reload your gun. Like
I don't know. I'll probably set up like console settings first.
Yeah.
I mean, Doom had an update this week which actually enabled like motion controls. So maybe someone will go like, hey, I'm reloading, and you use the Joy-Cons to just make a movement to each other. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah. But Payday 2 coming next week.
Nice.
Sorry. Then we have Puyo Puyo Tetris coming to PC. Actually, that is a game that was already available on Nintendo Switch before, so it's actually coming back to the PC platform. And I tried out the beta for this one, and it's a demo instead. So, I don't know, man. I like Puyo Puyo. I like Tetris. And I saw only one post of someone in an online forum who wrote like 10 pages why Puyo Puyo Tetris isn't a good game. But yeah,
10 pages.
Yeah, it's crazy. That was a guy who was just super into Tetris, I think.
Yeah.
And he had listed like 1,000 reasons why it's not a good game.
It's
from what I heard from the people that played it on Nintendo Switch, it's a good game. So check that out. Coming out next week as well on PC now.
Cool. Right. So the next game is a game that I got to see at Gamescom last year, which was really fun and really cool. It's coming out to the PSVR. It is called Moss, and you play a small little mouse creature, and you have to guide her through different puzzles, and then you fight as her as well. And I have a cool little statue from the creators. They really cool. They had statues at Gamescom.
Oh, that's cute.
Cool. Yeah, it's got a little leaf sword and everything. Little backpack, very cute. But yeah, definitely, if you've got a PlayStation VR, definitely check that out. It was a lot of fun to play, very immersive. And yeah, I hope I am able to check it out at some point, but need to get a PlayStation VR. Or House Test needs to get one, and then I need to fly over to Germany.
I think PlayStation VR would be that I can think about getting one, because with all the other headsets, they're like super expensive.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. Like with my PC, I have a free monitor set up here. If we want to have a more immersive feeling, I just go Video Surround and have the game on all 3 screens.
Yeah, turn off all the lights and you're just kind of like...
Yeah, I mean, especially in the living room on the PlayStation 4, I think PlayStation VR is still like the affordable one from all that we have. I also have another game that also works with that, so I'd have at least 2 cool games to look at.
Nice.
Gran Turismo Sports, the other one, and I mean, a racing game like that with VR goggles on.
Nice.
Good. Yes.
Yeah. With Moss, you sit down the entire time. So you're just sitting there with the headset on. There's no getting up, moving around, doing any crazy stuff. You're just sitting there, moving things around with your hands and everything. It's got this really cool mechanic, which is I've not seen in a PSVR game yet, which you can interact with the world. So you can like drag your cursor, which is the stick with the ball and all of that. You can drag that through things like grass or water, and it ripples and the grass moves and everything in time with it. It's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
Cool. Yeah, sounds actually good. So let's continue. Moss coming out February 27th. Same as Puyo Tetris, by the way. And on the same day, we also have another game that Emily can say something about.
So, the Blob.
Like,
The Blob 2.
The blob.
the bloop.
The blob.
So I've been researching this game, and it says on here that it's due out on PS1, X1 for the February the 27th.
Nice.
But it says it's already on Steam ever since 22nd of June 2017. So I think it's just a console release, to be honest.
I mean, still interesting for people who don't have a gaming PC, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's basically a puzzle video game. And that's it, to be honest.
Yeah. Published by THQ Nordic again, that we also talked about on the podcast, that actually just bought the Koch Media publisher. Yeah, interesting.
Koch Media. Good guys.
You see how all those companies are coming out now and getting more and more games under their umbrella. And it's nice to see the connections at times, sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the Blob.
Yeah. The Blob 2. And then there's another game called Mulaka, which is going to be released on PC, PS Switch, and Xbox One. It's quite a lot of things to be released on. But it's going to be released on February the 27th, March the 1st or 2nd. So yeah. Mulaka, it definitely looks like an interesting game. Yeah. Apparently it's set in Mexico, and it has a 3D action adventure game base, based in the rich indigenous culture of hang on, let me just pronounce that. Tarahumara. Tara. So yeah, that has on Steam. It says it has 5 days to go release.
Okay.
So yeah, that
looks interesting
really
right now as we see it on the video version of the podcast.
Yeah,
coming to all platforms.
It definitely looks like it has a.
Sorry, you can just see on the trailer, like it's coming to Steam and PS4 February 27th, Nintendo Switch March 1st, and Xbox One on March 2nd. So that explains the many release dates that we see on our list right now.
Yes, but yeah, it looks very. I like the graphics style. It looks like it's a cartoon, but it's 3D, but it's like cartoon. I like that because
it's not anime.
Boo.
Yeah. Next on our list, we have Riftstar Raiders, also coming out on February 27th. I don't know that game, but if you wanted to know or ever heard about the game and first thinking, I want to check that out, coming out next week. So just FYI. Same also for Deep Rock Galactic. We might take a look at that next week because it's an early access game and maybe better to talk about when it's actually out. If it's interesting, we'll see. And now also just FYI information. Or information. Anyway. And the last game coming out on February 28th is another game that Emily has looked up again.
So it's called Ilium, and it's a prison escape game. You can find it on Steam. And it's going to be released on the 28th, which is 6 days to go. And it's basically, it kind of looks like Skyrim, to be honest. But anyway, it's a realistic sword fighting action roguelite. Yeah, rogue.
It's always starting you when you die.
Oh, really? Okay. In a medieval setting, playing the first and third third person with a shooter-like control, and it's challenging and unforgiving prison environment with the main goals of finding escape.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, it sounds very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a very different version from the usual roguelites that we see because they're mostly like pixel art and all that, and indie. This is more 3D and probably also indie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's coming out next week as well.
6 days.
Right. And that is our list for this week, actually. And we're actually super in time because we just crossed the 1 hour mark on my recording.
Oh,
so, hey, awesome.
Yes.
Thanks, guys. That's it again then for the new Byte podcast, episode 4. Thanks so much for checking it out. Thanks also for coming into the live show, which is running always on Wednesday, 8 p.m. GMT or 9 p.m. CET. Pardon. And also, of course, on YouTube and Twitch simultaneously. So if you want to check the live version and be part of the chat, of course, check it out live as well. And if you want to see, of course, the VOD version, you're probably watching it right now. It's coming on our YouTube channel and on our SoundCloud account. And of course, also on iTunes on Friday afternoon. Just that's the plan. Guys, before we leave, what do you want to do next? Dan, you are planning to do your video tomorrow, apparently?
Yes, hopefully.
Quick reminder, what is it about? What is it about?
So, Dan's demos is about me playing demos.
And the demo you're playing is?
The demo I'm playing is Past Cure on PS.
So
on
in
Steam.
case you forgot that, Past Cure Dan's demos coming out hopefully this week.
Are you going to be streaming it or recording it?
No, just recording. So it's all recording stuff. What I might do for one of the dance demos is see if I can get the old recordings for Kingdom Come Deliverance and use that as a dance demo, as that was quite fun to play through. Maybe cut it down a bit as it was a bit long. But yeah, maybe you can do some voiceover.
Right. Emily, you're planning or experimenting?
I am planning. It's actually in development. Like the first Sims 3, like the base game review, and hopefully it will be out either probably next week at this rate.
Yeah, just like with all those indie developers, don't promise too much. Just say what you can say.
Keep it vague.
Right, and keep it vague. So we too actually have early access, Dan and I, and we think this is going to be interesting and very colorful for all the stuff that we do already on the new Bytes. So, of course, spending more time on other games than just what I talked about recently is awesome. And you guys have to check out, of course, as well. So when it's ready, it's going to be watchable.
Yeah.
I'm not saying amazing. We'll see about that. But, of course, it will be nice to have more shows on our channels and everywhere. Of course. So, yeah, looking forward to that.
I'm definitely looking forward to it. I want to see what happens.
Totally.
Thanks.
Right. And the thing that I'm doing this week is actually finishing my review. I mean, I finished that within 6 hours of game time, and that is one of the points that I want to talk about in the review. And yeah, that's coming out this week, actually. So almost everything's done with that. I just have to record the audio and all that and put out the video. But what I'm actually reviewing right now is Kingdom Hearts 1 Final Remix and Mix. And that's actually going to be a little bigger. I want to have a guest also on the videos, so look forward to that. And it will be one of the works that I promised when I actually left my own channel and went over to the new Byte. More time spent on better quality and, of course, also more interesting stuff to talk about. So yeah, Kingdom Hearts will be the first one of that series coming up hopefully next week. If not, maybe a few days later, because I really want to polish that one. So yeah, look forward to these 2 videos from myself. All right, guys. And as usual, newbyte.com, I'm sorry, is the place to go if you want to see everything else. Check out our Discord for latest cat and doge and general dog pictures. Of course, we have lots of fun interactions there. And as always, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next episode.
Bye, guys.
See you later.
Yo!